Yo.
All right, I'm in.
All right, all right.
Sweet.
If I can get Boa. I'm sorry, not Boa. Yayo. Yayo. There it is.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yep.
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 Yep. Hey, suddenly my Solana long isn't as shitty. It's slightly better.
Oh, good. My Bitcoin perp is heading towards a cliff.
It was. I'm sure it was. It's slightly better right now. It's like up from Solana's up from 130.5 to 134 right now. Like in a minute or like in 10 minutes. All right. So let's get at it, boys. No, Maza, you need to help me make a police sketch version of a dork that I can put into that image. I know how to do it with Photoshop. I need a police sketch dork. You can use yours, that's fine, but no color and like a sketch version. All right, let's see here. All right. So let's start it off. Is Fury here?
Looks like it.
Yeah, but oh, there he is. Are we recording, and do we have the bear recording thing going? Fuck yeah. Great job, dude. All right, here's the situation. We got everybody's here. Call to order. Thank you guys for arriving and being here on time. Appreciate you being here. Receiving the minutes. One thing that we kind of discovered last week is that Yaya was interested in doing the secretary type work, the kind of minutes type work that was not like just reliant on AI. And we can put that off till later in the meeting. I have another bullet point for that, but it's up to you guys what you guys want to do. But it's my preference to have like real minutes for the council meetings that we can put out as a document. So I'll let you guys kind of consider that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I'll weigh in. I think minutes are. I mean, for me personally, minutes are way better than a recording because you can just read minutes at your leisure, whereas a recording you really gotta commit to listening to the whole thing.
Yeah, I think it's important too to have something for the community to look over if they couldn't make the meeting.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in our constitution too.
Okay. Well, I'll be real honest then, and Nuss, I appreciate you and everything. If Yayo is still interested in that, I would kind of move early on here that we kind of promote Yayo to secretary, have him do official minutes that are actually notes based on the meeting agenda. And I'll just tell you from my perspective, it's going to make me a little bit more like motivated to do a more kind of detailed and robust agenda if I have somebody who's kind of following behind with minutes in the meeting. So, so that's something that's been kind of on my mind. And since he stepped up last week and said that he was interested in doing it, I think it's something that we should consider.
Okay.
But I do think it's
I second it.
okay. Cool. Well, then we'll formalize it at the end, but I'll just kind of continue with the stuff here because I want to get out ahead of things. I think we're going to have a bunch of shit to talk about. I will mention that it's a very big week for Voy. We've had a little bit of a price increase based on just a couple of folks buying in anticipation of Dorkfy. And also the kind of looping and stuff activities that are going to be taking place following that. I know specifically like Gov called bottom on Voy. So it's been nice to see that. But yeah, Dorkfy will be launching on Thursday. And I think we've got a tentative time set for 6 p.m. Pacific time. So looking forward to that happening, not just for me, but for the entire Voy ecosystem. I think it's going to be a real interesting experience for everybody. And then I also wanted to mention that I took a couple hours and really kind of dived into the network report this week. And we can get into that a little bit further in the meeting. But Fury provided the network report. I had mentioned a few weeks ago that I thought that it might be nice as a kind of as like a document that outlined some of the specifics that people might be actually like looking to learn in that report instead of just kind of data. And so I took a good first stab at it. I'm waiting for review from Benedict and a few others who are kind of very active in the network meetings, and that would include Fury. There's a few things I think that he would be really well suited to provide some input on. But when you guys get a chance to take a look at it, I'll add the link to this agenda as well because I just realized it's not in there. But what I did was I kind of went through. I took a look at it. What does it take to run a profitable node with given the Voy price and the cost of running a node? What does it take for a relay runner to run a relay? That's one that's kind of up in the air right now because I don't really know the current cost of a relay and also the current amount that they get. And I got to tell you guys, I've got some really big questions about the reporting thus far because, you know, on any given week, we're reporting about 500 nodes. And you go and look at Voy rewards to see what those look like. And it's with the current price of Voy, there's not more than 30 nodes that are actually profitable. So the question that I have is, are all of these other nodes like either running on a personal computer and it's just for fun, or or they've managed to cut their costs substantially, or are they just kind of like phantom nodes that are not being reported correctly?
Well, I think when you look at that number of 500, I think that's accounts. I wouldn't consider that nodes because like I have multiple accounts on my one node.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So it could be that. So So what we really need to know is the total number of peers that the now 17 relays are actually servicing, because according to the relay report that you submitted, participating wallets is 501, nodes participating in consensus is 501, and then there's a ratio of node to relay ratio of 29.47%, which might suggest that there's four-ish peers per relay, but I would be surprised if that was the case. So I guess my takeaway from this is that we need to know the number of peers, because that actually tells us the total number of like nodes that are being serviced, not the wallets. But
Well, isn't aren't we in the process of changing anyways to the Algorand updated nodes gossiping, and this could all change in a matter of a couple weeks.
no, it's not. It's not the here. So here's the thing. It's not about like will it change, because it will definitely change. Although it might, like from a numbers perspective, like the payouts might be the same. It's just the reporting, and what we're trying to do, or what I'm trying to do with this analysis report of the relays and nodes, is let people understand what the current situation is, so that they can make an informed decision if they want to run a node or run a relay, right?
Right.
And so from what I've learned so far, the amount of VOI tokens you need to make a node profitable is 3.25 million. That's the break even at the current price of VOI and the current like distributions. You need 3.25 million tokens running for 4 weeks to make $20. That's like the data from VOI rewards.
Sure.
And that costs you $1,550 to make $20 per month. And and then you can look into this deeper and say, given what we understand right now, is that ever going to be something that's attractive for a new user? And I don't know that it would be. But this whole situation changes drastically as soon as you start to have an increase in VOI price.
Yeah.
Right. So all I'm trying to do is nail down what the current state of affairs is, and also provide people with a little bit of additional information about if it makes sense for them to want to participate, or in the case of myself or other people, if you don't have enough stake to actually be making a bunch of money, then maybe you want to be using staking as a service. Maybe you want to deposit your VOI into the DorkFi or to Shelly's program or something else. Maybe you want to be doing something else with it, and you want to wait until that $20 a month actually makes you a lot more sense, right?
Yep.
So that's the drill that I'm going through with this document. That's why I took the time to kind of go into it, because I believe that there's an opportunity there to kind of lay out the information in a way that makes more sense for the community. We did learn during this time that there's been a 35% decrease in relay nodes. I imagine that's going to go even lower, because even though I don't know what the peers are, I imagine that running a relay is not as profitable as it once was. The relay payout is 10% of the node payout. It's not like a subtraction from it. It's a kind of an in addition to sort of thing. So if the node payout is 500,000 VOI for the week, the relay payout is 50,000 VOI between all relay participants. I forget right now what the node payout is, but like that's another like data point that should be in here. It's like what's the total stake that's going out to node participants for the week?
Isn't that on the VOI Node Rewards website, right on the page? I think that data point is on there. If I remember.
Where is that in here? I think it's on the Employee Rewards page. I guess what I'm saying is it's not in the weekly node report. It's on the VOI rewards calculator,
Yeah,
right?
correct.
And yeah, no, it's okay. I knew you were asleep. So I mean, just tell me in plain English, what's the amount of node rewards per week? No. What's the total amount like on? I know it's changing week to week because Voi's going out and everything like that. But what's like an average amount over the past 4 weeks that has gone out in staking rewards? 300. Really? Because I get 50,000 per week. I'm one of the top wallets, but I'm not like the top wallet. I'd be surprised if it wasn't at least 500,000. So
It's right
the
here. It's 2.5 million,
yeah, there you
2.572 million, and
yeah,
it's
there you
right on the VOI rewards auditor page under current epoch statistics.
So 2.75 million, which makes sense to me because if you go and look at the rewards auditor, the estimated reward full epoch for the first person is 350,000 VOI, which is a good chunk, but it's not all of it. The so 2.75 million
5.7, not 7.5, but
oh
yeah.
5.7. Okay.
Yep.
And that means that the relay runners for that week earned 257,000 VOI.
Yeah.
So between
Divided by
between
what? 17 people?
yeah, well, Gov told me that it's more like 10 because a number of those relays are running and they're not meeting the qualifications for a relay to run. I don't know how the fuck that's happening, but he said it's about 10 per week that actually qualify for it. And there's certain ones that are stronger, and so they get a higher amount of it. But just consider for a fact that I know that running a relay is more costly than running a node, based on having run 3 relays in testnet. If you consider that running 10 relays or 17 relays to earn a total of 257,000 VOI when it costs 42,000 VOI to break even at $20 for the month, it's like there's people should be able to figure that out and do that math, but at the same time, like we should be able to talk about this like openly about how the fact that it's uh it's not ideal. It's
Right.
Because their price has dropped so much that it's made it not profitable.
Yep, yep, yeah.
So
Well, but isn't the relay requirement going to go away once we update the network?
I think that's what Gov was saying, right?
Because then it's not even needed once it's got peer-to-peer gossip nodes. And they'll just talk to the regular nodes will just talk to each other instead of going through a relay.
Okay,
So
I don't know that for sure. I'd like to talk more about it, but it's so that point. If that's what happens and we do that in a month or two, that's fine. And for the people who are running relays, like it'd be easy just to be like, well, fuck them. If they haven't done the math and they haven't figured it out, then whatever. I just think that if that's not true, if we're still going to have relay nodes running, um, we should at least know like what the average node is making, you know, so that people can make decisions about running them in the future. Because
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to be at this. We're not going to be at this price point forever, and so kind of like laying the groundwork with these reports so that people understand, you know, when they see an opportunity for running a relay or running a node, they can jump on it and become a part of the process, right? I mean, that's.
Yeah,
But
and we don't want to lose the ones we have.
I just don't remember what, you know, what the future holds for relay nodes.
Do we know who is running a relay right now?
Yeah.
Hey, I don't mean to derail the convo, but I don't see a bear down here for recording.
Yeah, the bear's definitely not there. That's okay.
I don't see him either. I got my screen record on.
Okay, so bottom line, I think the reports are good. I do agree with you that people should know what they're going to be earning, especially because there is a cost to run these relay nodes, right? So I think people will appreciate it. So
yeah, and we can move on from this. I just want to be able to, like, through the next week, maybe, especially working with Benedict or somebody else, kind of figure out like, what the peers are, what the data is, figure out, like, you know, your average person, if they're actually breaking even or whatever. And then it's not, and then after this, it's like, it doesn't need to be all doom and gloom. We can take a look at this and say, like, as the VOIP price increases, can we advertise and say, you know, there's room in the network for 5 additional relays because the price supports it, or something like that. Okay, cool. All right, so let's keep going. Discord, I'll mention there's still lower engagement, but we do have proposals coming in. Bagman and I met with the OX Labs guy on Monday, or not Monday, a few days ago, and helped him understand like kind of what VOI is and what we're looking for. And he basically said that he would ensure that anybody who was submitting future reports was responsive. Oh, Bagman's here. Was responsive and also kind of like targeted more to our ecosystem. So that's positive. The communications manager thing we talked about for Coop, I was hoping he might make it tonight.
Real quick on the OX Labs thing too. Just wanted to kind of bring it up as like, hey, what are some of the things that we need in the ecosystem, and what are some of the things that we would pay for in the ecosystem? And like, I put a little bit of thought into it. I think obviously some competition in bridging. So if they have any partners that are working on multi-chain bridges to build an integration, I think that would be something that the community would support and would make sense for us. And then another thing is like more on and off ramps. So if they're working with any on and off ramp, providers, more things like iBuyVoi. I think those would be kind of two areas that would be helpful for us. But if there's other ecosystem needs that you guys are interested in, like, what do you think? Where else could we improve? I know there's a lot of room for improvement, but yeah, what other things do we think that would make sense for them to advertise for us wanting?
We need more exposure, and I agree with the on-off ramp. And we need to work on our price before we get below that. We're over the hump and we're headed down. I think we need to watch it, how much we lend we approve to send out, because I don't want to get in the red. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean the good
Yeah,
the
that
good
makes sense.
news is that I mean people generally feel like the stuff that we're releasing this week and upcoming times is going to have a positive impact on the void price. So, uh, I don't. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to get like too wrapped up around like a focus on price when the overall focus should generally be on like are we putting out like good products and are people working on positive things that are going to have a good impact on the chain in the future. Um, but yeah.
But yeah, more on ramp, off ramp. I think would be pretty. iBuy is great, but just it would look a lot better from the outside.
Too reliant on Aramid.
Yeah,
And
that's
these are
if you,
projects that are just building elsewhere too, and it would be like, all right, here's an opportunity to expand into a new ecosystem.
I guess I can just mention also that that one of the conversations we've been having about DorkFi is whether or not WAD needs to be on a bridge or if it can just be like burned on one chain and minted on the other, so you don't have to worry about a bridge. And we haven't quite got there 100% yet, but like
I think
that's
you could take a look at how Folks is doing it. I think they're doing it well with their multi-chain token, as opposed to how Aramid did it.
yeah. Bagman, anything else about the?
No, I think it's overall it's a good opportunity that to get a little bit more visibility for up and coming projects that they may be working with. It's definitely the person that we talked to was the COO, and they were definitely a little taken aback, knowing that there had already been more than a handful of applications that nobody followed up on. So, it's one of those things that I think they're definitely interested in having some sort of partnership that's a good way for us to just advertise the chain even and get on their site without having to pay them for anything. So I think at minimum that would be a good way for us to get some more exposure. It's always good to you know be sitting up there on a site next to other big projects and stuff. So anyway, that's all my thoughts for now. I do have to follow up a little bit, and I can just kind of run it through the Voyager committee too. Just follow up with the OX Labs guy and let him know what the projects were, because there were a couple of projects that were kind of interesting that had submitted, but we never heard back from them. But yeah, so we'll see what kind of comes of it. But yeah, I'll do some follow up work on it through Voyager committee.
While you're here, would you like to say anything about the DorkFi stuff?
Which thing?
Yeah, like the fact that it's happening.
Oh yeah. Oh, I mean, I don't know if anybody, you guys have probably get it, but anybody who's listening, we're launching on Thursday the Barlen protocol for DorkFi, and yeah, I think it's extremely positive move for the entire Voya ecosystem. Really, if you look at any other layer one blockchain out there, eh, and you look at the kind of health of their ecosystems, and a lot of them didn't really start to get a lot of traction until there was lending and leverage markets on their platform. So, I see this as an opportunity for us to be launching something in a period of time where people are looking for things to do, and I think it's a really progressive opportunity for anybody that wants to you know unlock liquidity in their portfolio as well. So yeah, super exciting.
Is there a target time for launch on Thursday?
We have not made any specific announcement, and it will probably be announced in the dork chat first. But
I heard 4:20 Pacific.
um, y- we haven't made any announcements yet.
I know. I'm just messing with you. That seems on par, though.
Yeah, cannot confirm nor deny anything, but yeah, we'll be letting everybody know here. But
Cool.
it's happening. We are, on target for releasing and super excited about it. So I did just also submit the token request, for our incentive program as well. The phase one of our incentive program is concluding, and those incentives, along with our match of incentives, will be distributed on the launch day. So
All right.
very, very exciting, and we'll be kicking off the next round of incentives. Right on launch there too.
Exciting.
Yeah, super exciting. And the awesome part is we already hit hit the milestone. So that's always nice.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to see more things coming out from Dorkfi, but the bottom line is we've got kind of like a list of things that we think are important for people to know, and those will be coming out pretty soon. The first one came out today, basically highlighting that the team has been doing this for like over 2 years now and have performed well and that kind of thing. I think it's important for people to know, especially if people who don't know us specifically and aren't like very active inside of Voy.
Yeah, it's all about hitting the milestones. And we've delivered on those, and I'm super excited about what's to come and how much of an unlock it is for the entire ecosystem. So yeah, super pumped. Couldn't be more thankful for you guys and all the other supporters and early supporters of the project. At the end of the day, we couldn't do it without you guys.
Do you have a number of active wallets with the Dorkfi?
They're total, both Algorand and Voy was over 200. And I don't have the number right in front of me, but it was like just over 90 on the Voy side, and a little bit more on the Algorand side.
Nice. Good to hear.
Yeah. So, it's really good. Very excited about it, and looking forward to distributing those initial rewards for pre-fi, and then also, of course, once we kick things off, there's some cool perks that are to be announced that we haven't really kind of let out of the bag yet. So
I do think, by the way, that this is a good location to mention that even after we ponied up like $3,000 USD of our own, early on in the process, the price action for Voy and the general price action for the crypto economy has made the APY for this first month of Dorkfi not like fantastic. It's definitely still something, and it's better than nothing. Especially when you consider that we were rewarding projects that otherwise wouldn't have had anywhere to earn yield. But it's not like the 7% APY that we were hoping for. And we can talk about that more if you guys want to, or you could just understand that that's where we're at when you look at the past couple months. But it
It's
is
time weighted distribution. I mean, the whole distribution and everything was documented pretty well on the pre-fi site. So, yeah. Doc site at least.
somebody was talking, but I missed it. Not Bagman. Somebody
Oh,
else.
I was saying if
There's more rewards in our live application if you look back at the at the proposal.
yeah, the bonus was finite, so the success of the pre-fi really hurt the APY. If you had failed the pre-fi and there was barely anyone in there, we'd be having astronomical APY.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, exactly.
We basically the
We
additional
blew out.
were offset by the fact that we were too successful. So it's like positive
Absolutely.
longevity of the platform, kind of negative in the first month, I guess, if you want to look at it that way. But it's like for me, it's it's always about like just providing everybody with the information as best I can, earlier instead of having somebody thinking they're getting 5% and then getting 3% and being sad about it or something like that. So, anywho, Coop, I was gonna try to ping him. That's what I was gonna do. I'll try anyways.
Have you heard from him since the weekend?
No, but I'll see if he's around tonight.
Do you guys still want to talk to him? I don't know if anybody else reached out to him to try to get a conversation going.
So he commented in the voice chat. He commented in that chat with you in it. He's interested in being around. He stated that he would probably be able to make the council meeting. So if he's around, that's great. The bottom line is I think everybody agrees that he would be good at it. We just need to ensure that the total dollar value the total void value is in line with something that we want to agree to. And the most recent thing that he said about that void value, I'm trying to find it right now. I thought it was pretty fair. He said, I want around $1,200 in USDC monthly to justify time. If in VOI, where is this shit? If in VOI, I need more to deal with slippage. And then he talked about the $800 in VOI unlocked a month to participate in the ecosystem, and the and 1,200 vested to lock in long-term participation, blah, blah. So I think the question is can we get that to a point where a bit more of it is locked for long-term participation, less of it is around for participation in the ecosystem, because we all kind of don't believe that people are going to just receive gifts and not sell them, and still have an amount monthly that he wants to put the time in.
Yeah, I could have swore I saw a comment that he made too about that he was interested in LPing quite a bit of his payment. So that just might help sway our decision a little bit. He might not just dump, but he may actually, maybe he puts a large portion of it against Coop or something, something else in LP, which could help with the ecosystem as well.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, but need to have him show up to a.
Yeah, no, but on my comment I put in our council chat, I'm ready to approve it. I just want to see it in the in the proposal so that it's transparent to the community. Get the numbers in there, and we go. We vote yes.
Yeah, if anything, if he just, I think I asked him in the boy chat. I messaged him. He never got back to me or responded at all. But just what his VOI number he was thinking of, because for, we can't give out USD, so we did.
No, it's got to be in VOI.
So yeah, if hopefully we could get that number from him, talks amongst ourselves and get back to him.
Yeah. Well, yeah, hopefully he comes through with it. Cause like like I mentioned, and like we talked about a little bit, the time to try to get him on board or get somebody on board to do this shit is like now because of the launch of things that are going to be helpful for the chain. And, it, the other thing to consider is, is the total cost associated with bringing somebody on like this that much better than paying Bagman $100 a month to spin up an AI agent that's gonna retweet shit and talk about things we're interested in and that kind of thing. Like,
That AI agents, multiple that can get into conversations.
I mean, that's the thing is like, you could have like one agent. We've already talked about what we think the voice is for the network. It's kind of degen-y, but not abrasive. It's hopeful and it's blah blah blah. You could program that shit into an agent. You could have it running. We could pay Bagman in VOI. We could save 90% or whatever we agree to. It's like Coop is not the only option. He's a good option because of the community he's got, network he's got, and all that kind of stuff. And it's not an unfair cost. This when we talk about like 15 grand a year to do the work, it's not a terrible cost. It's nothing sordid or whatever. But could you do it for cheaper? Yeah, there's ways you can do it for cheaper. It's not the only option.
I think it's worth it to give Coop a shot, at least for the small time frame of that first 3 months, and see where we go with that.
Yeah.
And if we lock it in, if we lock it in next week and VOI pumps from DorkFi launch, we might save a couple million VOI. If we lock it in this week, he might get a nice boost.
Yeah, do we know when House of VOI is launching?
No idea.
No, we don't have a date yet.
Okay, so once DorkFi and House of VOI are both live, yeah, if you could, maybe in 3 months.
We got to move him to waiting for revision or do something with him though this week.
But I think we all like the majority of the people that I talk to agree that the launch of DorkFi and the looping of assets and stuff like that is going to be positive for both unit and VOI's price. So you've got a bit of a point that it might be nice to lock Coop in before VOI is worth a shit ton more. Or the opposite is true, right? Like where you lock him in after DorkFi launches.
Yeah, then we're paying out less VOI.
Paying out less VOI. Yeah,
I like the this AI agent thing is interesting, but
you literally could Bagman. Just tell him that you literally could train it on posts that you think it should sound like, and make sure that it's retweeting certain trends and people, and like accomplish the same shit. What you wouldn't do is have the kind of have a person sitting behind the desk who's like, you know what, I need to like host a I need to host a contest or something. I need to find a way to get more, get people more interested from a certain segment. Like,
right. Plus, Coop's already got a large following that we can, lean on. Also, so that's the other point to having him specifically. I think he's got 20,000 followers, so that's a lot of new eyes compared to a bot.
And that is 20,000. A lot of those are probably degens too. So that's
why the price is so high.
Yeah. Also, he said it wouldn't be worth his time for less. So to me, that says he's willing to spend a lot of time on this.
Yeah, he goes all in when he did that campaign when Coop, with the whole Esmeralda thing, and I mean he's posting multiple times a day, multiple weeks or days of the week, and he was all over.
I don't disagree. All I wanted to do is point out that there's like the Temu version of Coop, which is a fucking AI agent, and call it a day.
Can we change it to flat void and put it up for a vote? What he's got on his proposal right now.
I think it's a lot.
I think there is isn't there already a policy in there that all submissions are flat void anyway?
Yeah.
And I put that on there when I put it up there. I put they need to change it to void, and he commented that he changed it, but I don't see it changed.
I thought I saw it changed.
Yeah,
the price went up. He went up from 96 to over 10 grand on the revision.
Yeah, that's right. It was like, and just the dollar amount changed. It didn't change to void. It changed to like $10,050 or something like that.
He wrote 2150 void with a dollar sign. So what he should have done was done the math and converted $2,150 and multiplied it by some amount to get a void amount. What he
that's what I was kind of trying to get him to do, but
well, let's try and reach out. The next day or two. I got the next 3 days off, so I can get a little more involved. But let's try and lock it down this week and get a vote going.
Okay.
I think we need the revised proposal though. So it's proper for the community. Everybody can see it, and then we can vote.
But the bottom line is just writing void after a dollar sign doesn't make any sense.
Unless you mean that number in void, it's an errant dollar sign.
2,000. You can have 2,000 void, like 57 cents.
I just feel like for the 57 cents, we're probably not getting more than like a minute or two of him a month.
Right.
All right. Let's all agree, and we'll go down to the action items here. We want to follow up on Coop.
Do we need to do due diligence on that or no? Is that a requirement?
It's already supposed to be Yayo and me, but if you're able to step in, that'd be helpful. I mean, the bottom line is he just needs to start. He needs to be available at a time when people can talk to him.
Yeah.
Right. I get it.
Or possibly, we don't know what's going on with him, but possible just respond.
Yeah. I don't know. But let's finish up some of the main points here so we have some time to talk. Fury's network report, we already went over that. There's a Genesis Council compensation adjustment retroactive form that was submitted by Bagman. I believe that it follows the same metrics that the current council is operating under. Is that correct, Bagman?
That is correct. It just fills the gap that was left previously.
Okay, so we talked about that a little bit. If you guys review that and identify that you believe that it does cover the same metrics that we're operating under,
26.5 million, and I believe that was what it was. I haven't verified.
Then I would suggest that we try to just send that to vote and just try to vote on it quickly. I want to make sure we get Wilder paid, so we can just move on there. That's a joke. I was making jokes. What else? Coops. Yep. What?
I just DM'd Coop, said he needed to. We're ready to push it to a vote and to contact you or Yayo.
Okay.
So he knows.
The only other proposal on process on here is the COOP one, so we've already talked about that. Nothing waiting for revision. We passed moderator pay. We passed grant pay, which needs to start being a thing, I think, right? We talked about that.
Yeah,
Okay.
Shelley's, is he the one going to be setting that up initially?
So Shelley will be the one setting the stuff up. Bagman was a part of that process, and so I'll mention to him at this time that, you know, we passed the grant pay proposal. The first one that makes the most sense is to just make sure the Aramid is set up so that we don't have to revisit that one in the future. But ensuring that we have the opportunity to pay grants over time through released staking would be awesome.
Yep, that makes sense to me. I know there's, not mistaken, it's fully operational, and I don't know if it's been used yet for that. But let me get with Shelley and make sure that one's the first.
Okay.
But it makes sense for anything else that's milestone based. I don't know if there's any others that have been passed that require that same type of unlock right now. I think there is the hash pass one, but they never actually reached out to us about doing any work or actually like doing the token release anyway. So I don't think we ever released any tokens though.
The other thing that I would mention to the council, since we're talking about it, is that the Aramid Discord is like Mad Max. It's like for the past couple of weeks, there's been no communication by the team. You know, I don't know what's going on, but it would be really nice if they would handle their tickets.
Maybe we set up a meeting with them
Yeah.
before we
I mean,
we release their tokens. You know.
Well,
The thing is we can't hold it back. It's already been approved. It's already been done. At this point, as a community, we're kind of fucked. We just have to deal with them, and they got to get their shit in order.
Right, but we can at least give them a piece of our mind and let them know what our expectation is.
Well, the retroactive portion of it is locked, right? Was there a future portion of it as well? I can't remember.
I don't know.
I don't remember. We'll look at it later. If you go look at,
I believe there is some type of clawback that there is a failsafe somewhere in it. I can't remember exactly where, but that was one of our requirements before we passed it. And then I think there's something else in there. I don't know. I would have to read back on it too, but there is some failsafe somewhere.
you can go and check though, and for the past 2 weeks, there hasn't been like a single team response. There's 20 outstanding tickets. It's like you know, we do need a working bridge, and it's working for the most part, but there's some shit that's like not working, and they need to be focused on it. Anyway, I'm only telling you guys this to like just kind of have it on in your mind. Okay, so that's that. I once again bring up the fact that I've been acting as a chair without salary. You guys need to decide what this position is worth.
We appreciate it. So
I'm doing it for free.
we were thinking we could see how long you're doing it for free till you just
It'll keep happening.
No, yeah, I was actually gonna bring that up. Not just that, there's also Nuss and his duties, and then if Yayo's gonna be doing the minutes, that's
Well, so basically, Nuss's duties were prior to his being a council member. His new duties as a council member were a secretary. So basically, we would roll Nuss back to his previous role with
Like admin type role.
Yeah, the admin role, and then the 300,000 VOI per month or whatever it was would go to Yayo. And that would
Okay.
be, we'd call it a day.
Yeah, I'm down with that because I never did the meeting minutes before. It was already pre-recorded. It came with it was already all set up, and
I think
it just
that
came out.
was the only change. So if Yayo is willing to do it and he can do it to kind of like a standard that we agree to, then he should just get it.
So the chair salary, I could have swore I read something in the Constitution that stated that pay needs to come out of our total council pay. So I don't know if that would need a amendment to the Constitution to change that, or if that's the way we need to operate.
I thought it was going to come out of the discretionary funds that we have as a council. The same way the
Well,
secretary did.
I mean, I'm fine with that, but I think it's laid out in the Constitution that it's supposed to come out of our overall pay. That's all I'm saying.
You want to look into it, Logan?
I'd have to review it again. Yeah, I can. I'll put myself down on that one to just look it up.
Okay. And then, yeah.
Would that be for chair and secretary, or just chair?
I believe it. I believe it said just the chair, the council, including chair, is what I just off the top of my head. I'm in my truck, so I can't look it up right now.
Okay.
I'll just never get paid for it. It's fine.
I mean, you got the clout.
Yeah, it's good. The bully.
But what? So okay, even if we are going to look at it, what are we talking as far as numbers? What do you guys think it's a fair amount?
Well, Nuss basically got an extra 250,000 for.
I haven't got nothing yet. For the record.
No. On top of your VOI stuff, the additional responsibility of it was we negotiated it in the beginning, and it went from like 1 million to 1.25 million or something like that. I don't remember. It'd be nice to have meeting minutes for it.
Sorry, I hit the wrong button there.
No, you're fine. What were you getting? What were you getting before? Because that's the easy way to look this up.
Yeah, as I'm sitting there, I was thinking what it was. 200. No, two. It was 210,000 a month, I think.
Okay. Oh, and then what was the 210,000? Then what was the salary for the council?
I think it was. I don't
like
remember.
833 or something.
Yeah, 833. You're right. 833.
Yeah, and then I think what we did was we rolled his previous into his current and added a little bit to it. But if we're gonna split it up, then it would just he would get his council, he'd get his admin, and then that would be it. And then we would just agree to some new amount for Yayo doing the minutes, which is the only thing that's required for a secretary.
So Nuss would get the MLOC, so it'd be the 210 would be about 2.5 million a year.
Yeah, so I just found Nuss's comments in the thing too. So oh no, sorry, that's not it. Fuck.
I'm also looking. I got like 90 windows open.
Right, it's hard to keep track of them sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the admin thing is that it's pretty late. It's intensive a little bit, man. When proposals are rolling in, it's a good bit of work. So I'm totally good with this.
Yeah, keep it. All right. Anyway, so like we could throw a number at this week sometime, but it's something for Yayo to do the secretary work, right?
100K
Sounds good.
to just throw one out there. Starting
Yayo?
point.
Yayo?
Wait, wasn't Nuss going to get 300? So why am I less? Is it because I'm Mexican? You bastards.
I don't think it was 300. I think I
I'm
just
not
made
cheap
it.
labor.
Yeah, it was the it was all the admin stuff on top of
Nah,
it.
I got you. Yeah.
Yeah, we're splitting it up into 2 jobs.
Yeah. I don't know. I will say let's think about it. I'll give you the notes this week, and then you guys can review, and if it's worth 100K or more.
Yeah, good. Perfect.
Sounds
Which
good.
remember, 100K is 2.4 million over the whole term of your. Well, about 2.1 million over the rest of the 2-year term of the councilman.
It's a full dork.
That's a dork.
And then I can tell you guys honestly that the council chair position it's a lot more work than I thought I was going to be. But I don't I'm not greedy about it. You guys should just decide what you think it is and then make it happen. And I won't argue about it. I would just move on. I want to not have to deal with this again.
All right.
Okay. The only other thing that was on the open council discussion was Constitution edit. I know we began it. I know that it kind of got sidetracked. But where are we at with that stuff?
I got a bunch of comments on there.
Oh,
I have
see
not
that.
looked at it. Yep.
Okay, yeah, I see Nuss's comments on it. I had to scroll down a little bit. So
Yeah, put the comment where it puts the comment wherever the section is that you're commenting on.
Yeah,
So.
no, I didn't scroll down far enough to find the comments. I just so we need to just continue to go over that as a group. Who was actually going to be kind of championing it?
I think I was, but yeah, and so I made something. I think the way we're going about it's the right way. I was thinking of trying some other way to go about it, but
okay.
Yeah, if everyone just makes comments, like I said last week, it's after thinking about it. Yeah, it's important, but it's probably less important than I originally thought. I think we're operating pretty well right now, except for the chair pay. But besides that, we're operating pretty well.
Well, and also the fact that Bagman has put some thought into this, and he can probably speak up. But the way that we were even voted in is not constitutional.
Right.
Pretty sure Skoska or Scotty brought it up one day.
Probably Scotty. He was a amateur boy constitutional lawyer.
Yeah. Barracks constitutionalist. But things like that, we should ensure that, if we're doing it in a way that wasn't envisioned originally by, these people who just put this together, then we should amend it in a sense that it should be the way that works.
Yep, I agree.
Especially if we've already done something and the block authority hasn't vetoed it.
I'd like to even consider. So we all agreed that, with the exception of the council chair's salary, we have discretionary funds to empower people to do certain work. I think that it might be worthwhile paying Scotty for a month or two to go over the Constitution, provide edits in certain areas that he thinks are valuable, and then brief us on it. I mean, he's definitely the person who's very knowledgeable about it. And if he goes through this and provides kind of point by point suggestions and can brief it, it would save us a lot of time. It would be in the best interest of the chain. There's things like this that we can do that makes sense.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And since Koshka's championing this, I would say he should reach out to Scotty and say, "Hey,
Yeah,
we want to
I'll
do
do that.
this."
That would be the ideal situation if we got Scotty on
And
board here.
I would suggest that you just tell him, you know, we've been talking about this. We've made a little bit of ground on just kind of understanding it ourselves, but we understand that, you know, you've been putting a lot of thought into it. And just lay it out. Say we've got some funding available because it's in our discretionary budget as a council, and we'd like to allocate it to you to do a full review of the Constitution and then brief us in a meeting on it, so that we can make good decisions about a full revision of the Constitution that captures, you know, the reality of where we are.
Good idea.
That's why I'm the chair.
Yeah. All right. How does you'll probably think it's low. How does 4 million voy a year for chair sound?
Yep, sounds great. Was that
On top of council salary?
Is that
Yeah, because that's 40% more for the chair, and that could just be the precedent for future going forward.
That's fine.
Whatever a council member salary is, the chair should get 40%. 40% bonus.
Did he put a proposal in for that? Like I had to put proposal in for the admin position. Just curious, like, is this a proposal thing?
The admin position is different from a secretary or a chair position or a chair appointment. You know,
Okay.
I don't even know if it's required, but we could make sure that it's public.
For the pay, maybe something.
I would definitely put this in like in the announcements channel. Say like this is what we decided, you know, or whatever.
Yeah,
I
guess it should be up.
I do think we should look up for sure if it comes out of the pay, right?
Because it's going to come out of our council salary if we don't, because it's got to come from somewhere, and we got to stick to our perimeters that were set in that proposal from Bagmans.
Well, we should revisit that and make sure we know what the total amount per month is or whatever.
Yeah, if it comes out of our council salary,
he gets 4 voy. I'm just kidding.
Reduce it hard.
Then it's a negative.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just tell you guys. It's like I've been drinking a lot tonight, so I'm very honest. I'll tell you, like early on, like just kind of like making sure that things were getting done was more work than I expected it to be. I frankly in the first couple of weeks, like lost a lot of momentum on what I thought we were going to be able to accomplish because we were only like, you know, really meeting this one time a week. But I think a lot of the momentum that was lost was relating to not having kind of good notes and good outlines related to how we're going to like delegate work and then also keep people accountable for that work throughout the week. So I don't know. I guess we'll see. I also realized after the first 2 meetings that I was going to be the only person who had my video on the entire for the remainder of the council sessions.
It's a chair requirement.
It seems like it's a requirement. Yeah.
You must see that you're in the chair.
Yeah.
Hey, can we talk about Wilder for a second?
So he's before we do that, Haruf, what would you think would be a fair amount for this chair?
Just reduce it down to 300 a week. Because I think what he said was like more like 420.
For the chair, I was saying, what was I saying? I have to do the math. Oh, per year.
Per year, 400.
So it's like 333,000, 333.3.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, we'll give you 0.4 to round up for you.
Per month or per week?
per month. That'd be per month.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, 300 a week would end up being quite a bit of.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I fucking yeah. So, like I was thinking, for whatever reason, I had in my mind that like the secretary thing was like 200 or 250 per week, and that's not right. So anyway, so yeah, so per month is fine. Just reduce it down to 300.
So 300 a month. Yeah, that. Okay, so that's
And then we agree that and then well, we can reduce it further. If Yayo's getting 100, I'm happy with 200 or 250 because I think it actually is a lot more work.
it does. Yeah, like I said, I'm sure everyone agrees. We can all tell you've put in a lot of work on this stuff.
Anyway, 250, 300. That's the range I think is fair. I don't want any more than that, and I think Yayo at 100 because he's already in the meeting and he's just doing like there. I thought about asking if I could just do it myself, but there's no way that I can like lead the meeting and also type the whole thing up at the same time. So I just gave it up. Anyway, that's what I think. So Wilder's thing, I think Scotchka's had the most communication with him besides me. He's been very focused on this empathy thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
he was not happy with the way the proposal, like how it got shot down immediately. I don't think he was happy.
With due respect
No.
to Bagman, the proposals in that time frame had to go through this very regimented process of every single one of them had to be assigned somebody who was going to do the due diligence, and there was like a lot of additional information. And we agreed early on we're not doing that. So
yeah, and I thought I gave him pretty good constructive feedback. You need to build like consensus within the community. If he wants to change a core value, it needs to come from more than just one community member. I mean, former council member or not. And then also personally, I'm of the view that like a lot of every corporation has these core values or tenets or whatever, but actual actions are all that matters.
Well,
So
and when it comes to Chris and this other stuff that he's very upset about, like anybody who looks at this with an objective lens right now would notice that Chris is not involved in this process.
yeah,
You know.
yeah.
So
Yeah, he
Since
hasn't even been to a council meeting yet.
Yeah, since I've been on the council, the only interaction I've had with Chris is suggestions on House of Hoy. I can say personally, not one time have I actually heard from anyone from the Block Authority on what council should
Nope.
be.
Just Gov.
Gov showed up to our meetings and provided some information,
Yeah.
but not direction.
That means we're not messing up.
I was going to say I've always said the Block Authority would not have set up the Constitution the way they did if they wanted to be, running the day-to-day decision making of Voy.
And I think, by the way, because I think everybody understands that Gov made a purchase of Voy the other day. There's been a lot of conversation about Block Authority members like pulling back from the ecosystem, but like Gov specifically has been investing.
Yeah, I can see evidence of the contrary to that. Gov's officially advisor to DorkFi.
And he
Chris
invested in us too. I mean, I think
he's the early investor in DorkFi. I know Chris has has House of Voy that he, from what I can tell, putting I don't know, tons of hours every week, so that would be evidence to the contrary.
Yep. Cool. All right, let's begin to wrap it up. I don't think we have anything we could talk about for the payment for old relay node payouts. That's on Block Authority, isn't it?
I would say so. I would think so.
I thought so too. We have on
No,
the notes here that
sorry to
Fury needs to
interrupt.
fill
No,
out.
it's on me because I'm doing the calculations for relay minute, and there are
Okay.
too many. So I need to calculate the total of per relay per day. Then I need to sum up the total for per month, and then need to find an average. So it's taking too much time. Maybe by next week
Yeah.
I will complete it because it's more than 12 months. And once done, I will just submit the all data, and then let's see how the block authority wants to pay them out, because the data I recorded was in Google Sheets, and in there the formulas don't work correctly, so I need to copy that data to local Excel sheet and then perform the formulation.
Okay. That's fair. I also add to this that that I would ask for you, Fury, to please review the network reporting thing after a few days. Give me some time with Benedict and others to just understand it a little bit better and put a little more information in there. But my hope is that what I create at the end of this couple days is something that you can copy and then like just add like updated information into based on your spreadsheet. And I don't think every single piece is going to have to be updated every week. It's just going to be, you know, like a different format. And then when we get this format solid, I'd like to start putting it out in Discord every week so people can review it.
Yeah, not a problem. So I will just begin with what I have in your preliminary draft. So
Yeah.
when you have the final version, I will change that to whatever the final version is.
Okay. Do you did you agree that having a document like this was a little bit easier for people to read?
Yeah, definitely, because we do need the technical data, because if we haven't recorded the Excel sheet data, then perhaps we would not be able to calculate the relay rewards for minute, because Grafana stops showing up the past history if the data is beyond 6 months. So we do need spreadsheet also, but I will also add the Word document to be easy to access for the community users.
Okay. Did you have any feedback about what was in this document that we might need to include besides what we have?
So far so good, but maybe Benedict is more correct person to know what we need to add and what we need to remove, because he is handling the network stuff in a backend. Perhaps we can also reach to Henrik, but I don't know if he is onboarded or not. Last time I
Gotcha.
heard that he was working a part time whenever needed.
I'll start with Benedict, but yeah, I wanted to make sure that if there's anything else you noticed that you feel like would be helpful for people to have in there, you know, please let me know so that we can put it in as well.
Okay, not a problem. I think we could mention like something if a developer wants to know that what endpoints we are using, because we are having two endpoints currently. One is with Nodeli and other I don't know the one Charmaine uses for void rewards. We can just ping
Yeah,
that in
I think it's
bottom.
good. That stuff is like good to know, but for your average person in the community, I don't think it's like high on the list.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah. Anyway. Also on this list is following up with Gov on an update to the code. This is block authorities being able um, to to be in charge of updating the core code for Voinet to match the Algorand current situation. So that's still on the list. And we've got following up with Coop, which was added for myself and Yayo and I forget who else to talk to Coop about what it would take to get things moving, at least for 3 months, to see how it goes.
Yeah, I DM'd him tonight to get a hold of you too, that we wanted to push it to a vote. So, hey, can we add something on the Discord announcements? Who does that? It says 3 events. Can we get like the Voyager meeting in there, and also like the builders meeting
Yeah,
listed with the times and dates?
I can do that. That's no problem.
Right on.
Yeah, let me take a look at that after this meeting and see if I can create it. It may be related to like who actually is listed as in charge of the meetings, but I don't know. I'll double check. Okay. Anybody else have anything tonight, or can I go back to the couch with the dog?
I'm good.
I'm good.
I'm good.
Soul perps are up, by the way. I could have, while I was here, I could have closed out to be even again, but it is what it is. It was very nice to see you all. Thank you for your help, and I will continue to be in touch in the council chat, and we'll see what else we can get accomplished this week.
Sounds good.